What up gamers, I'm Jason and today on Dice & Dragons I'm going to be unboxing the latest expansion for Marvel Champions the card game. This is Mutant Genesis, published by Fantasy Flight Games and designed by Caleb Grace, Michael Boggs, and Toni Fanchi. Now in this game you will finally be having the mutants join the game. It is a cooperative game for 1 to 4 players and plays in about 90 minutes to potentially 3 hours. Really depends on the amount of players you have at your table. Now in this specific box you're going to be taking on the roles of Colossus and Kitty Pryde as you face off against some of the most famous X-Men villains, the Sentinels, the Brotherhood of Mutants, Magneto himself, as you need to stop their dastardly schemes using your superpowers to save the day and protect the Marvel Universe. Now I think I've talked enough about the game. Let's take a look at what's in the box. Now we take a look at what's in the box for Marvel Champions Mutant Genesis. I think this is probably the most demanded expansion, well, the X-Men since the game has come out, which is pretty cool. So we'll see what we got here. Now we've got the Mutant Genesis rulebook. Take a quick look at what we've got in here. So list the villain cards, the components, the set symbol, some new rules, some campaign-specific rules and roles, which is pretty cool. So Brawler, Commander, Defender, and Peacekeeper. That is some new stuff. Then we get into the story, the different scenarios. You've got the campaign sheet on the back. And just going to flip through it quickly. I like what I see. Everything looks pretty cool. We're going to put this off to the side. Actually, you know what? With the glare we're getting from the light, I'm just going to move it over here. I don't think we need it. We can move this over for the moment. Now, I've taken a quick peek in the box just to prep the cards so that we can see what we got here. So we've got Colossus as our X-Men. Can have 1 additional tough status card, Steel Skin. After you change to this form, give Colossus a tough status card. And then it's Pyotr Rasputin. Set up, search your deck for a copy of Organic Steel and add it to your hand. And then after you change to this form, shuffle a Colossus card from your discard pile into your deck. We've got Shadowcat as an ally, Pyotr Studio, Iron Will. We've got Organic Steel. So that's Titanium Muscles. Here's the Organic Steel. After a tough status card is discarded from Colossus, exhaust this card and remove 1 steel counter from it to give Colossus another tough status card. That is very cool. Made of Rage, some big attacks, Steel Fists, Bulletproofing, so that's pretty cool. Armor Up, when the villain activates, change to hero form. I like that. So Allies, Nightcrawler, Polaris. We've got him with a protection deck right now. Then we got Professor X, the X-Jet, Shadow and Steel, and then some new logos for Energy, Genius, and Strength. Well, not logos, but new art. Then here we've got Homesick, his nemesis is Juggernaut. And you get the idea what you're going to be getting from Colossus. So now let's take, I want to fall over. Not a big deal. I'll try to make sure the stuff doesn't get mixed together until I can get this all nicely boxed and sorted in our cool storage boxes. So we got Shadowcat, selective intangibility. While you are in phase mass form, Shadowcat ignores the guard and patrol keywords on and any crisis icons in play as Kitty Pryde. Put your mass form upgrade into play solid side up. Action, flip your mass form upgrade. So you get to decide. So this looks like the mass form upgrade, which is permanent. So phase, while Shadowcat is defending, she cannot take damage. After you attack or defend in phase mass form, you have to flip the card. And then here you've got solid. Exhaust this card to generate a punch resource for an attack or defense event. After you attack or defend in solid mass form, flip this card. Pretty cool. Lockheed, I love how he's there. Kitty's Room. Cute Control. Intangibility, Interference. Phase and Confuse, Shadowcat Surprise. Deal 3 damage to an enemy, ready your hero. I like that. Phase Strike. Airwalk. Quick Shift. When enemy attacks if you're in solid mass form, change to phase mass form, or you can draw some cards. Allies, Wolverine, he always has a soft spot for. Magic. Some attack training. Gatekeeper. Team Strike. Tiptoe. Aggressive Energy. We got Colossus, of course. The X-Mansion, Shadow and Steel. Ready to Rumble. Those cards. Then we got Permanently Phased. That's her obligation. And the White Queen is her Nemesis. Now, we're going through all this stuff quickly because I don't want to spend a ton of time going through everything. We'd be here for a very long time if we went through every single pack in a ton of detail. So for the unboxing, we just want to show you what you get. So, Zero Tolerance, Sentinels Mark V. We've got the Master Mold villain here, of course. A whole bunch more Sentinels. Schemes. We got the Mansion Attack, which Avalanche, Blob, Pyro. We've got the Brotherhood, so that's awesome. Love what we see there. Save the School. Different Treachery cards. Brotherhood Beatdown. Some Schemes. We get Magneto, Leader of the Brotherhood. So pretty cool stuff. And when I will be doing a full look at the components, at that point I'm going to take a look at just like the villains in more detail. Right now, I really just want to focus on the heroes and give you an idea as to what you're going to see in the game. So really cool stuff. Here we've got the Acolytes, bunch of the Nimrod's Portal, and then a whole bunch of different campaign cards that'll come into play. Coup de Grace, Scavenger. So all these neat upgrades that you can get. Group Assault. It's very dynamic for the X-Men. I like that there's doubles some of this stuff so that you don't have to all be going for the same thing. And then we'll take a look at this last pack, and I believe this is actually the first enemies you're going to face. Got Sabretooth. Mixed in with the Brotherhood. And Product Wide Awake. We get our first attack of the Sentinels. Some allies that can join us. So, like everything that I'm seeing here, I'm very eager to get the X-Men to the table. So we're going to get this all boxed back up in some fashion for now. In a little bit, I'll be back on here taking a look at the cards in more detail. And we'll be prepping the components before we actually get it to the table, because we do like to sleeve the game. This is one of Julie and I's favorite games. X-Men is probably her favorite sets of mutant, well, not mutants, but actually Marvel heroes. So we want to make sure we take care of them. Now, we also will be covering Cyclops and Phoenix. We're going to get Phoenix. We're in Canada, so we're a little delayed, but you can see their content coming up soon too. Now, keep it right here, as I'll be coming back at you with a quick outro. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. If you like what you saw, don't forget to click that like button, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that YouTube will let you know when our next video is released. Also, down below in the video description, you'll find links to all of our social media feeds: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. If you'd like to see some pictures of Julie and I playing Marvel Champions, there are plenty on those feeds. Also, if you're looking to pick up a copy of Mutant Genesis or any other content for Marvel Champions, make sure you check out the link we have to multizone.ca, a great Canadian game store. Click the link and you'll get 10% off your next purchase. Great way to support the channel, as a portion of that purchase will be returned to us. And then popping up in front of us are going to be links to some of our previously released videos. Over here will be our most recent release. And over here it's going to take you back to some other Marvel Champions content until we get our review of Mutant Genesis out, which I will add once we get it done. Should be shortly though. And with that being said, don't forget, keep playing games.